Now let us talk about functions. Functions are block of codes which performs a specific task. We use functions to divide a complex problem into smaller chunks. Functions make program easy to run and reusable. This is the syntax for defining a function. We have to use def keyword for defining function. Then we can use any name for the function. Then we have to use set of parentheses. Then a colon. Then we have to keep a space of one tab here. Then we can write the contents of the function. Now let us take a look at function arguments. Arguments are values which can be passed into functions. In this example, I am creating a function called testfunc. Then I am passing an argument called v1. Then within the function there is a command called print v1. Now let us take a look at what will happen when running this function. To run this function, we have to specify function name, testfunc. Then we can pass any value as an argument. Imagine I am passing number 10. Then the output will be 10. Because this function is printing the argument. Now in this function, I am passing two values as arguments, v1 and v2. Now let us take a look at what will happen when we run this function. Now I am running this function by calling the function name, add. Then within parentheses, you can pass two values. I am passing number 10 and 11. Then the output will be sum of these two numbers. Again, I can run this same function for different set of values. This time I am adding add number 21, then 24. This time the output will be 45. This is an example for reusing codes. Now let us take a look at return statement. Imagine if you want to store output produced by a function in a variable, then we can use return keyword. In this example, we are passing v1 and v2 as arguments, then calling function heads by passing values 3 and 4. Then the sum will be stored within the x. Here x will be equal to 7. Again I am running this function y equals add. I am passing different set of values. Now y will be equal to 50. Now let us go to the PyCharm and take a look at live examples. Now I am creating a function called greet. For that I am typing def keyword. Then the name of the function is greet. Then pair of parentheses. Within parentheses I am passing the argument called name. Then colon. Now I am typing print if hello. Then within the curly braces, name. Now let us run this function by calling the function greet. Now I can pass any value as argument. I am passing John. Now you can see hello John has been printed. Now I am creating a function for finding the square of number def and give it name square. Within parentheses, I am passing the argument called n. Then I want to multiply the number by itself. Then 60 equals 10 times 8. Then print x. Let us run this function. I want to square number 3. So now the output is 9. Now I want to find the square of 4. Now output will be 16. Instead of printing the value, I want to store value in a variable. For that, I am using return keyword. return x. Now I am deleting this part. Now I am creating variable called v equals square 4. Now I am printing variable v. Now you can see 16 has been stored in the variable v. Now I am creating a function for finding mean of three numbers. Def. I am giving name find mean. So in this case I am passing three values as arguments. A, B, C. Then colon mean equals A plus B plus C. Then divide by 3. I want to return the mean. Turn mean. Now let us run this function. I am creating variable called mean equal find mean. Now I am giving three numbers. Then I want to print the mean. Now you can see this is the mean of three numbers. Variables we are declaring inside the function are called local variables, while variables we are declaring outside the function are called global variables. Let us see the difference. Now I am creating variable called x equal to 6. Since this is declared outside the function, this is called global variable. Now I am creating a function def func. Now I am creating variable inside the function x equals 3. Since this variable is declared inside the function, this is called local variable. Now I want to print x. Let us run the function. Now you can see it is printing 3. Again I am typing print x without calling function. Now you can see value will be 6. Another important thing to remember is we cannot access local variables directly. Let us delete this global variable and see what will happen. Now you can see it gives error. You can see variable x is not defined. To overcome this problem, we have to use global keyword. I am using global x. Now x is declared as a global variable. Now we can access x outside the function. You can see now it is printing 3. Now let us see how to modify the value of global variable by a function. Again I am creating x equals 8. Now I am declaring x as a global variable. Now I am assigning 3 as the value of x. And I am deleting this part. Then I am deleting this one. Now let us see what will happen when we run this code. Now you can see it is printing the value of global variable. We can modify the value of global variable by calling the function. I am calling the function. Now let us see what will happen when printing x. Now you can see value of the x is equal to 3. Now let us talk about list. Lists are used to store multiple values in a single variable. They are created using square brackets. So this is the syntax for creating a list. We declare the name of the list, then assignment operator, then within the square brackets, we specify items separated by commas. Items in the list are ordered, so every item in the list have positive index and negative index. In the positive indexing system, first item of the list has 0 index. The second item has first index. And third item has second index. And so on. In the negative indexing system, last element has -1. Second to last element has -2. And the next element has -3. And so on. Now I am creating a list called X. Then I am adding values separated by commas. Now let us see how to select a specific item in a list. I am typing print name of the list. Then within the square brackets, I have to specify the index of the item. In this case, I want to select element D. So the index will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So I am specifying number 3. Now you can see D has been printed. Now let us see negative indexes. In the negative indexing system, last element of the list has -1. Then the next element has -2 and so on. Now I want to select element B in negative indexing system. So the negative index will be -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. And type in -5. Now you can see element has been printed. Now let us see how to select range of elements. Within the square brackets, I have to specify the starting index, then a colon, then the ending index. Now let us see what will happen. Now you can see it has been printed element 1, 2, 3 and 4. Final index has been ignored. Now I want to select elements from index 2 to index 4. In this case, it will select element from index 2 to index 3. Element with index 4 is ignored. You can see this is the element with index 2 and this is the element with index 3. This is the element with index 4 and it has been ignored. Now let us see how to select element from index 0 to specific element. In this case, we have to keep blank for first index, then specify the second index. I am giving number 5. In this case, it will print element from number 0 to element with number 4. 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Index 5 will be ignored. Let us add this. Now let us see how to select element from a specific element to the last element. In that case, we have to specify the starting index here. I am selecting element from index 3. Then I have to add colon, then after blank. Now this will print all the elements starting from index 3. It will print element 3, 4 and 5. Again I want to print element from index 1. In this case it will print 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now let's see how to add elements into a list. To add elements, we have to use append command. And type in x.append. Then the element we want to add. This time I am adding capital A. Now I am printing the list again to see what has been happened. Now you can see A has been added to the end of the list. Again I am adding another element, x.append. This time I am adding letter Z. I am printing the list again. Now you can see Z has been added to the end of the list. So the conclusion is, append command will add elements into the end of the list. Imagine if you want to add the element into a specific index, so we can use insert function. And typing x.insert. First specify the index. I am give number 2, then the element. I will add letter Q. Then I am printing the list again. Now let us see what will happen. Now you can see Q has the index of 2. Now I am adding Q to the third position. Now let us see what will happen. Now you can see Q has been added to the third place. Now let us see how to remove a specific item from a list. For that I have to type remove function. I am typing x.remove. Then within the parenthesis I have to specify the element I want to remove. I want to remove element Q, so I am typing letter Q. Let us print the list again. As you can see, Q has been removed from the list. Now let us see how to remove the last element of a list. For that, I have to use the pop function. X.pop. Again, let us print the list. As you can see, last element has been removed. Now let us see how to remove a specific index of a list. For that, I am typing x.pop. Within the parentheses, I have to specify the index we want to remove. Imagine I want to remove letter C, so the index will be 0, 1, 2. So I am typing number 2. Now let us see what will happen. Now you can see letter C has been removed from the list. Now let us see how to combine two lists. This process is called extending list. Now I am creating a new list called Y. Now I am adding elements. I will add number 1, 2, and 3. Now I want to combine X with Y. So I am typing X.extend Y. Now Y has been added to the end of the list X. So let us print the list X. Now you can see Y has been added to the end of the X. In this video, I am going to explain about dictionaries. Dictionaries are ordered collection of items. They store elements in key-value pairs. So this is the syntax for creating a dictionary. First, we specify the name of the dictionary. Then the assignment operator. Then within a set of curly braces, we can add keys and values. Similar to the list, we will separate each key-value pair by a commas. This is called key. This is called value. And we separate key and value by a colon. Now let us go to the PyCharm and create some dictionaries. Now I am creating a dictionary called car. Assignment operator. Then within the curly braces, I can specify keys and values. First time specify a key called brand. Then colon. Brand is Toyota. Then comma. Again and the key. Color. Value is white. Here. 2019. Now we have successfully created a dictionary. Now let us see how to return the keys. For that we have to use a method called keys. Let me show by example. Print name of the dictionary car.keys. Now you can see it has been returned the keys in the dictionary. Now let us see the values. For that I am typing print car.values. Now this will return values. You can see it will return a list of values. Now let us see how to obtain a value associated with the key in a dictionary. For that I am typing print name of the dictionary. Within square brackets, I have to specify the key. I will specify brand. Now you can see it will return the brand. Again I am typing the year. Now you can see it will return the year. Now you can see it has been returned the year. Now let us add another key value pair into this dictionary. For that, I am typing car. Then within the square brackets, I will specify the key. I am adding key code country equals. Then I have to specify the value. England. Now let us print the dictionary again. Now you can see new key value pair has been added to dictionary. Now let us remove a key value pair from a dictionary. For that we have to use the pop function. I will remove the color key. For that, I am typing car.pop. Within the parentheses, I have to specify the key. I am removing color. Now you can see color has been removed from the dictionary. Now let us talk about the first statement. We can use if statement to run a block of code when certain condition is true. And thus try example. If 5 greater than 4, then colon. Similarly, we have to keep a space of 1 tab. PyCharm do it automatically. Then I have to type the block of code I want to run. I am typing print condition is true. Now I will run the code. You can see it has been printed condition is true. We can use else statement to execute a block of code when the condition is false. I am trying else statement, else, then colon, print condition is false. Now I will change the statement 5 less than 4. Now you can see condition is false has been printed.